Hello, sexy people. I'm your sexy host, DomozoveoGZ, and this is my sexy co-host, Galarza.
Alrighty.
Today, we're going to be talking about the sexiest war ever, the Vietnam War. And when I say sexy, I mean it as a term of endearment. Nothing was sexy about the Vietnam War.
I was gonna say like this. I thought the sexiest war should have been like the Trojan War, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, the Trojan.
Well, there was a bunch of fucking you know what. So
Yeah, I know. It's just there's a.
that's why I blame the Romans for a lot of shit. You know.
Oh yeah, there's something I noticed about the Romans. They had a very decadent lifestyle. I feel like it bit them in the ass, kind of like it's doing for us Americans.
Yeah, come slowly but surely. You know.
But yeah, last night I was watching Turning Point on Netflix, and I gotta tell you, I gotta start watching more Netflix documentaries because this was good. I was expecting it to be, the same regurgitated crap, but their Turning Point series, it gives like perspectives that you would never expect to see in like other sources.
Okay.
And like they were interviewing Vietnamese people. How many interviews or documentaries about the Vietnam War were interviewing actual like Viet Cong veterans or AVN
or just civilians? It's like, dude,
civilians.
Yeah, dude, they don't do that enough. No, because they know America knows they fucked up going there anyway. So like that's where they don't want to take the L. So I think that's the thing with Americans, like sometimes like Americans in war at least, because we have to be the winner. And it's like, dude, like no one wins in war regardless,
Yeah, at the end of the day, no one wins in war. You know who wins in war? Halliburton.
Yeah.
There's like this bunch of corporations that made a lot of money off of like the war in Afghanistan. I don't know who made money off of the war in Vietnam, but I do know that whoever was
someone had to.
Someone has to, yeah, because like I do know that the drug trade. Like the reason why they went in was because they wanted access to the drug trade in Laos.
Yeah, Laos, Cambodia, like that. Yeah, that shit was wild.
Oh yeah, and something I noticed, like, so me and my friend we were discussing this the other day. So basically, I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but the North is usually where like the peasants and the militant revolutionaries are. And the South is where like the imperialists are. So, and
even if you want to say that, that's definitely in Korea too.
Yeah, Korea too. Korea
definitely.
I made we talked about Korea before, but like South Vietnam was like influenced by like the French.
Yeah,
and Saigon was like a hub for like French influence. And my mom, she told me a story. My uncle, he saved an American chopper pilot that was shot down during World War II.
Oh, wow.
And he hit him in his like ox cart. Mm-hmm. I think it was like a Buddhist monk or something. But he told him to go hide in Saigon and don't talk to anybody because there's a lot of French people in Saigon. Mm-hmm. So he would have blended in.
That's good.
So, and like all these... So South Vietnam was like a much better place to live than North Vietnam, but it was like had a very corrupt government. Like Ngo Dinh Diem, he was bought out by the Americans. He was bought out by the French. He was bought out.
Yeah, that seems to be the running thing with starting democracies in places that don't have democracies.
Oh yeah,
like you slowly learn that it's all bullshit.
From what I understand, he wasn't like condemning the West and taking bribes from them behind the scenes like African dictators were. But he was like a Catholic that was oppressing Buddhists, and up in North, what the communists were doing was they were going to like the countryside and they were recruiting the peasants. They was trying to say they were instigating revolts against the landowners, and they were having kangaroo courts against the landowners, and they were and the peasants who were like the farmhands, they were the ones in charge of the court, so they were executing the landowners, and a lot of people were fleeing because of that, fleeing to the south.
Right.
And like if you see pictures of like Hanoi during Hanoi was the capital of North Vietnam. If you see pictures of Hanoi during that time, no cars, only bicycles, because like it was a huge problem if you weren't a government official and you had a car, because everything had to be regulated. Everyone had to be equally poor under communism in order for it to work.
Yeah, everybody's the C minus, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't as much there wasn't corruption like there was in Saigon, but it was still livable. Meanwhile, Saigon, there was a lot of corruption. But it was still livable. Because they're like opium smugglers and all that.
Yeah. End of the day, dude, that shit's just never gonna work. Just because
of human nature.
Yeah, it's human nature. And that's the thing. When you come to it, it's just like someone's always gonna outwork you, and you're gonna always outwork somebody. So someone's got to be in the middle. So
yeah, of course.
You know.
And I feel like with that, it's just trying to control things that aren't controllable. Because okay, well, capitalists want money from power. But with communists, there's no money, so they want power for the sake of power.
Right. So you have the power, but then at the end of the day, like, if you're in a prospering country, it's all for you. It's not for your people.
Yeah, not for the people, exactly.
And then at the end of the day, like, you're not getting no, like, true recognition of actually being a powerful leader, because at the end of the day, it's all for you. Like, that's the thing. Like, a good leader, just in anything in life, leads by example, and then actually leads for the people. He doesn't lead for himself. He doesn't need the credit. He doesn't need all this bullshit, you know? That's why, like, oh, what's a good man? What's this? What's that? It's like, good. It's being for bigger than yourself at the end of the day.
But yeah, I did see footage of Ho Chi Minh going into, like, Ho Chi Minh was the president of Vietnam.
You said horny man. I'm like, yo, going around with you guys.
That girl is a Ho Chi Minh.
Oh, shit. Ho cheating man, dude.
Ho Chi Minh. Me. Hello, soldier boy.
Anything you want.
Me so horny. Me love you wrong time.
Hey, Jesus. Oh, my God.
But yeah, he was, like, teaching peasants how to farm. I saw, like, footage of him. So he was actually doing...
sustainable. Right?
Yeah, because he was actually leading by example.
Right.
I feel like motherfuckers like Pol Pot and Sigmund Rhee and Nguyen Nguyen, they weren't leading by example.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes, like, if you really look at it, like, in the beginning of communism, like, even look at what's the guy, the guy from the revolution in Russia,
Vladimir Lenin.
Yes, like, he was like a perfect example of, like, in the beginning of his first, like, tenure, he was letting everybody, like, think they have so much of this, and then, like, he realized that it's like, oh no, like, it's all for me, motherfuckers, but I'm just showing you that, you know, you're peasants, and then you're gonna work my land, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. So, and that's the thing, like, you feel given all these people, all these amenities, in the sense, just to survive.
I know.
And then, but you can't give them anything to, like, benefit their lives, and that's where it's like, holy shit, like, you really think about it, and it's like, goddamn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. And
like, we fucking bitch and complain so much about first world problems in this country, but then at the end of the day, like, they don't even. Oh my God, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and something I noticed was, like, a lot of, like, you can tell when someone isn't properly educated on a lot of these people, because, like, if you study, like, Mao, if you study, like, Lenin, and actually look at what they were doing, you can see that they were not for the people.
No, they weren't. Yeah. And he made it seem like they were made for the people, but at the end of the day, that's the thing. That's why communism, in the first, like, beginning of it, like, the first 100 years of communism wasn't bad in the sense of actual bad. Like, they weren't doing bad shit yet. It's just more of they were doing it. It's like fucking corporations here, dude. Like, it's basically just one guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you buy the fucking stock in Coca-Cola, like Buffett. You don't fucking become the CEO. But those guys were being the fucking whole corporation, making people fucking be, you know, it was 95-5. Like, that's where it's like, it's not safe.
Yeah, and even with the most diehard communist republics, there's still going to be capitalism to an extent. Because, like, where do you think North Korea gets their money from?
Yeah.
They build weapons for the Chinese to use.
Yeah. No, they do all this. No, they have working relationships. And that's the thing. Like, as bad as people make it seem that China still is, I don't really think they're not as bad as people make them seem. Like, I really don't think that, because I think they really wanted us dead, we would have been dead a long time ago.
Good point.
Like they have 700 more, well, technically probably only 400 million because they have so many fucking men there. So
they want us dead. They're just being smart about it. Because about 100 years ago, foreign powers, they were taking advantage of China. They were like basically cucking China essentially.
Yeah.
Because they got addicted. So what the British did was they started a war in China just so they can sell opium to China.
Oh shit.
And that basically got a lot of Chinese addicted to opium. So, and they were taking advantage of the markets, and they were it's basically like another segment that we're going to be talking about. Like basically they were basically cucking China, essentially.
Motherfuckers.
And that's today, right now, how China is taking advantage of our markets. That's revenge for what we did in the past.
And at the end of the day, like if they become I genuinely, like, this is a little off topic from the Vietnam, but like it's correlated because at the end of the day, like there's a reason why it happened. You know what I mean? Like I think with China now, it's just more of they really want to have not a stranglehold, but they want power, man. And we were just letting them build and build and build and build and build, and then they make all this fucking great infrastructure. They became this fucking manufacturing juggernaut, you know. And now they're like, oh, it's this. I'm just like, no, you know, like we have to, you know, we have to get to a certain extent of being where we were back in the 50s, but the jobs offered in the 50s aren't going to be the same, because at the end of the day, who the fuck wants to, no one really wants to do factory work anymore. No one wants to fucking be plumbers. No one wants to do this. We're in a generation of like, dude, like in the next 20 years,
those guys make the most money.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, dude, like plumbers in the next like 15 to 20 years might make 500K just because of the actual like the intake of people is not going to be there. So they're going to just fucking up the prices on everything. So when you only have, say, like you need, like, if there's, like back in the day, there was probably like a good amount of plumbers. But now, say like 100,000 to like 125,000. That's going to be down to like 25,000 to 50,000. And I don't even want to say I don't want to say it's never going to be above 100,000 anymore, but it's fucking nuts. And I generally don't think it's going to reach that. But then you're going to see then make 250, 300, 400, 500K.
There are 17,000 registered plumbers in Massachusetts, just 17,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. And a population of 6.3 billion people. That's fucking wild. That's nuts.
Did I take this? I got like mucus in my throat, so I think we're going to take this.
That's why he sounded so deep. Oh, yeah.
Come on, hear me sipping in the microphone.
I was just sipping on some Fago.
Wish I sold Fago in Massachusetts.
Who buy? Where did you get this?
The mail.
The mail.
Oh, yeah, I ordered it on Amazon and the Fago website.
Oh, nice. Good.
But yeah, if capitalism does the thing right, then we can have Fago all over the country. But we can't. See, if we were in communism, Fago would have had to be smuggled in.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they consider your group a fucking cult.
Yeah, they consider my group
fucking nuts.
I wonder what Ho Chi Minh would think of juggalos. She'd probably not like them.
Probably not.
I mean, he hated gays, that's for sure.
And he probably hate you guys a little less, hopefully, but you know.
Yeah, probably. She probably would have hated my family because we worked for the South Vietnamese government. She probably would have considered us imperialists.
Oh God, that's a double whammy.
Yeah, but something I noticed when it comes to the Vietnam War, the United States government never officially declared war on Vietnam. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, that's why they don't view it as a L, but they did. They took a L.
Oh yeah, they took an L. 58,000 Americans dead. And guess what? The North Vietnamese government, the Viet Cong, they got away with torturing POWs because they weren't abiding by the rules of war. And
like those are the guys that it's like kind of like I know we talk about World World War II veterans. Then it's like, with those other guys, like the Korean and Vietnam War, that's like, fuck. Those are the guys that I'm like, oh, dude, like, they had no kind of reason to be there, and we just brought them, and it's like, ah, fuck. Like, that's the two wars that I'm like, oh shit, like, if they,
Yeah, and same thing with like Iraq and
no, any war after World War II, we did not have to be in. So,
oh yeah,
so if you genuinely think about it like that, there's nothing we had to do because 15 Saudis fucking bombed us and we're in Iraq. Like, dude, no, like, what the fuck?
yeah, and
Saudi funded them, but no, we're not going. Okay.
let me ask you this: why do you think the Korean War is kind of not talked about?
I don't know, man. Like, genuinely, I don't think because it did nothing. It just, each side kind of took L's because there was times to where the North Koreans were more than the 38th parallel, and they would get to like the 42nd or the 41st. And then there were times where the South got to like the 37th or the 36th, and then they just reached a fucking standstill. And now they still have it at the 38th parallel. So at the end of the day, like, dude, like, you're not going to fucking be continuously fighting a war over a line that's already divided you so many times. So I think that's where with the war, it, like, I don't want to say it accomplished nothing. It got them to agree on a border, but at the end of the day, like, it wasn't really anything that, like, was necessary. We didn't need to lose men to fucking have them not be, you know what I mean? Like, it's in the same fucking place.
So what happened was like North Korea invaded South Korea,
Yeah.
and America came in and pushed them back, and
Yeah.
but China came in and
then it
pushed
just-
them back,
right.
and that's how it caused a standstill.
Right.
And check it out, the Korean War was more. I think the reason why it's not talked about a lot is because it makes the United States look bad.
Yeah. No, I feel.
I mean, real fucking
Oh yeah,
bad.
it does. Yeah, no, and I think that's where it does because we sent a lot of people, man. And you got to think we just got out within 10 years. We were in fucking 2 different wars.
Yeah.
Because we ended what? We started 41 or 42 for World War II?
41.
41 because of Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
But then we got it. And then what year did World War II end? 42?
45.
45. God damn. So then we legit just went into Korea.
Yeah, Korea started in 1950.
50. And then 50.
And lasted from 1950 to 1953, and 3 million people fucking died in that war
That's what
in
I'm
3
saying.
years.
Yeah.
And
It's a million a year. So he got Ted Williams and fought back. It was got
so like
Jesus.
just as many bombs were dropped on the Korean Peninsula
Yeah.
as they were in the entire Pacific theater.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, you could easily say it. Yeah, because that was if you want to be technical, that was the first war after World War II that dealt with weapons of mass destruction, if you want to be technical. So the bombings, and we were going to have the people, but we're not really going to be fucking doing all this crazy shit. We're going to just be bombing everybody. And it's like, that wasn't a safe way of like sending that many people. And then,
Yeah, and a quarter of like all North Koreans got killed. Like entire villages were wiped out. Like it was basically a giant like bomb testing factory, bomb testing, service, and it was basically like it was pretty much like the Vietnam War, where people where you didn't really know who Charlie was, so you had trouble differentiating the civilians from the North Koreans or the Chinese, and I had a point, I forgot it. Shoot, I forgot my point. Yeah, and like sometimes the U.S. would bomb its own troops. Like it would drop bombs because the brass would literally like choose random places to bomb, and you would literally have to call them to stop the bombing. They were just bombing. Like remember that you've seen that show MASH, right?
yeah, it was,
Okay,
it
well,
was great. That was a great show. Oh, one of the women in the show recently passed.
which one?
The blonde, I think.
Where to Sweat?
Huh?
Where to Sweat?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Or Sweat? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Man, she was great at that. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. I thought that was a great show.
That was. All right, rest in peace, Rhoda Swit. I will never forget you as Hot Lips Houlihan.
It's a perfect.
I feel like they like stopped calling her Hot Lips like after season 2 because I guess they found it
Why we were like, fuck, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, like
we can't
kind
do that.
of like degrading.
Man.
But yeah, like I remember in the show, like they would be randomly bombed. They were bombing a fucking hospital. They're like their own people.
Yeah.
And they literally had to call them. They're like under the like the desk, like we're being shelled. Call off your guys. He's like, all right, just give me 10 minutes. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was messed up, dude. And I feel and like that's pretty much the only like real pop culture impact that Korean War has had on popular culture. And that's probably why it's forgetting, because like if you're bombing people left and right, then you're not gonna accomplish much. And plus, I don't know if you noticed, but the Korean War was the first use of napalm.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What's napalm again? Just
Napalm is, hold on, let me see if napalm. Flammable mixture of gasoline and a gelling agent.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord.
Because like it would like stick to people and it would burn.
Yeah.
Because it was messed up. And like I read this one thing, like this private, he was in Korea. He couldn't do anything while he saw his buddies burned to death by their own bombs.
Jesus.
It was bad.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, man. And it's like 40,000 dead in 3 years compared with 58,000 dead in 8 years. That's fucked up.
No, it is. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, and I think what else?
But those are those two distinct wars, man. Like really should be more correlated. But I feel we talk about now more just because of the revolution that was kind of happening in the country at that time, where everybody wasn't wanting to go to war. You had draft dodgers like Muhammad Ali and like Cassius Clay, but then like you had the Islamic faith, and you had black people speaking up for themselves, and it's like I think Vietnam had that in the sense because of all the because of Korea, because of all the bullshit. You know what I mean? Is what years were Nam 60?
1955 to 1975.
Jesus
and
Christ.
We were sending advisors for the first 10 years, just advisors.
And
but in 1965, we had full-scale involvement.
Oh, so 60. So technically 65 to 75 is like when we really...
Well, actually, 65 to 73 was when we were involved.
Okay.
Because after, like, 1969, Nixon wanted to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And yo, check it out. Lyndon B. Johnson admitted to not understanding the Vietnam problem.
I could have... He just wanted votes, man.
He wanted votes, yeah. And let's be honest, he was definitely involved in some way of the Kennedys getting whacked. Yeah, at least the Kennedys, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, I'm not sure, but definitely the Kennedys. But he was in some way, shape, or form involved. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
because he was vice president, right?
Vice president, yes.
And then he became president, and then he got voted in to be president, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they didn't get along with the Kennedys. Like, I remember, like, I had this, like, book.
He was a Democrat, right? Yeah, he's a Democrat. But he seems like, oh, dude, he'd be such a conservative, like if he was, like, running today, oh, my God. He'd be, like, a poster child. Like, he'd be worse than fucking...
Ted Cruz or something.
Yeah, dude. You know, like, Lloyd.
Or McConnell.
Nah.
Or Tom Cotton. Fucking Tom Cotton. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but no, like, dude, he didn't... That's the thing. Like, dude, like, everybody wants to talk Democrat or Republican, dude. It's two wings, but it's still on the same bird, motherfucker. So, that's brutal, but...
Yeah, and, I'm trying to think what else. And so during the... I remember during the Vietnam War, no one was against it and no one was supporting it because like this was the baby boomer generation.
Right.
We shit on baby boomers a lot, but like during this time, they would come home, they would watch the news, and they would see like what's going on in Vietnam. It was like, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?" Dude, like CBS would be airing the nightly news of what's going on. That won't happen today. But I don't know if I said this before. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it again. Lyndon B. Johnson actually called the president of CBS. He was like, "You trying to fuck me, boy?"
CBS.
Yeah. And it's like, if the president can call you, then that's then you're not a trustworthy news organization, unfortunately.
No,
but
that shouldn't matter.
But like,
and that was the beginning of the end of actual media.
Yeah, actual media. Yeah, actual news.
You know,
because
and then it just became all propaganda.
Oh yeah. Because like I don't watch anything on like the on like corporate news, bro. Like not. Yeah, I can't. You know, because
it's just so fucking annoying.
Because they're bought out by somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're gonna learn about like learn proper like stuff about the Ukraine war or the Gaza war?
No, you're not.
CNN?
You're just gonna hear about fucking Trump and Trump this, Trump that, Trump that, Trump this, bop, 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 fuck it, bop, bop.
Is cereal racist? Ow.
Yeah.
Be like Tucker.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, be like Tucker Carlson. Be like talking, going on and on about stupid shit. You know?
I do like Tucker though. I think he's a very well thought out individual. It's just more, now he has his own platform, so he's fine.
Yeah, he's smart. So,
I think as long as you have your open platform, I'm not left or right. It's just more of you have to be able to blur the lines a little bit, and I think that's where news fucking sucks.
Oh yeah,
you already know what it is, and it's like it's not safe.
All right, you want to take a break now?
Yeah, we can take a break.
All right, guys. When we come back, we are going to talk about the most manly thing ever, polyamory. Just so I forget now, 70% of the volunteer forces for the Communist Army in Vietnam were women. So, if you want some strong, independent females, there you go. Yo, we're back. Let me ask you this. Have you ever known any polyamorous couples?
Dude, to be real, I don't even... What the fuck does that mean? I still, there's so much new fucking terms. I try to keep up for,
Okay, let me look up the definition. All right, polyamory is the practice of having multiple romantic partners with the consent of everyone involved. It emphasizes love, intimacy, and open communication amongst all partners.
So it'd be more Neo, he has 4 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that bad at it then, but.
Or Solomon had 700 wives. I don't know.
It depends.
And 500.
I feel like it depends on the person, though. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I honestly, I'm not one to judge, but I don't mean to be judgmental. But what I would never do something like that. Yeah, that you gotta admit, it's not
a little weird. No, it's not. But dude, I couldn't even fucking satisfy one girl. What the fuck am I gonna do with 3?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Oh, they're fucking nag me.
But yeah, I found this Reddit post on r/polyamory that was posted 11 days ago. Mm-hmm. Quote, "We're double dipping the same person." End quote. My girlfriend, my partner, and I wow, okay, got home from a party and we're sharing a plate of chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets! I need my chicken nuggets! I need my dino nuggets!
Dinos.
Yeah, I feel like you're not well socialized if you want to buy into this stuff. My partner asked if they could dip into my girlfriend's ketchup, and she said, "Sure, but I've been double dipping." To which my partner replied with, "I don't care, we're double dipping the same person."
That's fucking boring as shit.
Thought that was a pretty funny remark between two metas?
2 milfs?
No, it says metas.
Fucking metas.
I don't know. I don't know what this shit means, but
that's too much.
But I see comments that says, "I was sharing a milkshake with my meta once and said, 'Oh, I need to go grab another straw.' And she looked at me like I had 2 heads and goes, 'We're sleeping with the same man. We can share a straw, girl.'"
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, my uncles, my great uncles, they did have a lot of like concubines because that was perfectly acceptable like in Vietnam at the time. I don't know but okay, I don't know.
Yeah, they put it out like, dude, I'd rather just get caught cheating. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I could do this.
Neither can I.
It's a lot. Anyway, what's some other comments? Because
Other
it's
comments?
funny.
That is funny. Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it is also, it always throws people when me and my partners do a three-way kiss relay. Like, I sleep with one arm over one of them holding the other's hand while she has her hand underneath holding my other hand, and our husband's hand is just in the middle. Our husband, okay? We do food shuffles and drink shuffles. We all share the same germs, shower, bed, ... And someone says, oh, that's so cute.
That's wild.
It's not cute. Okay, fucking I understand, but actually, like, dating, being romantically involved with each other.
And then, like, everybody has to, like, be out. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, and, like, I saw one post. Actually, the post that wanted me to start doing this was a post about a bull. Let me look up bull. Someone talking about their husbands, like I saw it on this one thing. Basically, this guy was like clearly in love with his wife's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But I found this one. Here's this one thing from 1 year ago. This is probably going to be funnier. Started in cuckolding, but my wife fell in love. What's next?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Started in cuckolding, but
We're not trying to do any intellectual discussion about polyamory. We just want to laugh at motherfuckers.
yeah, he started in cuckold.
Jesus Christ. That's
Dude,
so
you
weird.
like watching your girl get fucked? Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, how I truly feel, do whatever the fuck you want, as long as like you guys are getting tested and then like you guys aren't spreading fucking diseases and shit. I'm happy. But goddamn, dude, it's too much.
But this is under advice. Mid-30s couple here, married for over 10 years. We started cuckolding a couple years ago, and my wife has some FWB and situationships, but found that wasn't really for her, and she needed more of a connection to feel comfortable with someone. I never watched her join, so we always knew this was closer to an open relationship than most cuckolding, but it has worked for us. Last spring, she started seeing someone steadily, and it was a very different but wonderful change. It's been a whirlwind most of all for her, but for me as well, and of course for him. Aside from their relationship, it's been really wonderful for her and I to connect about this and feel like we're closer than we've ever have been. Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, this shit's weird, man. No.
Last week, she wanted to have a conversation and told me that she has fallen in love with him.
Oh, there we go.
That ultimately, it's moved past just a sexual or passionate relationship to a loving and romantic relationship. I wasn't blindsided by that, as I've seen and supported / encouraged an escalation since winter came, but I was surprised to hear the L word no matter how much it makes sense. Ultimately, this is fine. It is actually wonderful that I'm super happy for her, and she was incredibly supportive and reassuring with me that she didn't want to leave or anything like that. That she wants to figure out how we continue to have our relationship and how she can have theirs as well. I'm not terribly interested in being open poly myself. If you're not interested in being open and poly yourself, why are you letting your wife do it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I really enjoy the feeling of being cuckold.
Oh God.
Just be like William H. Macy and Boogie Nights, but turned on. You're just like, oh, my wife is getting railed in front of a bunch of people. It's so hot. Just be like, hey man, that's my wife. Just blaming the guy for it, and then he blames the guy for it. You know, you'll probably blame the guy for it. But I also understand that it's a shift that's bigger than a turn on. We're both reading a lot right now about polyamory and how folks do it. It doesn't seem like it's that different than cuckolding, open relationships on the surface. You think?
Yeah, I don't know.
But things like meeting family, living arrangements, holidays, etc. are not things we have ever considered before in this. I did expose to cuckolding, but I'm looking to hear from a polyamory POV. I don't know what to say. That's it's like first of all, if you're not into polyamory, why being open or poly, why are you letting your wife be into poly? That means she just wants to cheat on you. I don't know if it's like, first of all, dude, I am not being judgmental. I am being factual. If you enjoy watching your wife get railed by another dude, you are a sick weirdo. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, it's too much, man. It's you've been waiting for love to.
it's like, who?
Diddy. That's who. Real shit.
Like, Diddy probably is, because let's be honest, he probably like watched J-Lo getting railed by fucking Nelly at one point. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I remember when on the Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem talked about wanting to fuck J-Lo without a rubber and have a new son and a brother, and if even if the chick was his own mother, and just say that it ain't mine. What's my name?
What's my name?
But yeah,
Shady.
I'm back. But like, I'm pretty sure he would. Yeah, he would probably. Diddy was probably wanted Eminem to fuck his wife. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying?
Son. Yeah, dude. I think that shit's just crazy shit.
Yeah, I know.
You just reach a level of fame, or you reach a level of like sexual satisfaction, and then it just has to go up. And I think that's where.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So.
Because, like, I think if people eventually get bored of this, like, one dynamic they had, and they want to try new things,
Right.
You know, and they know they're gonna get away with it because they're rich and famous,
Yeah.
you know, and like, and it's like, and I feel like, I don't know how many couples are like polyamorous, but from
It's definitely less than 1% of the fucking nation, though.
1% of people in general. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's like, why would you let your, like, I would never let my wife fuck another dude, even if I was. I wouldn't let my side chick fuck another dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Because like that's like too much like ego or pride, and like that's like, do you mad? Fucking humility. I don't know. Like I genuinely feel bad for you if you think like this. I'm like that means you don't have a lot of friends.
No.
I remember when I was growing up, like, I had two best friends in high school. The friend that you met, the one went to my, we went to my birthday party with. He was my friend, but we weren't like best friends.
Right.
But like I had two best friends in high school. One was gay. The other was a severely autistic computer nerd who had anger issues and didn't know how to talk to people. So I did not know how to talk to women.
So which one was Polly?
Which one was Polly? I'd imagine the
autistic one.
The autistic one is probably going to be Polly one day. I can definitely see him being Polly one day. Jesus Christ, because he kind of surrounds himself with, those people. But like, okay, well, maybe not those people, but the people that he surrounds himself with those people. So, and like, I didn't get any chance to talk to girls, so I thought that, I was sort of like a fake feminist when I was in high school.
Fake feminist.
Fake feminist.
You just
like,
wanted titties in your face, that's all.
No, exactly. I just want to, like, no one was talking to me about how to get, girls or tits in my face or whatever. And I thought this type of thing was normal.
No.
Is acceptable. And like this, and like, I remember being like blind to like, the dark side to the adult entertainment industry. Cause I was I would see in interviews like, no abuse happens. Everything is handled professionally. Well, they're the stars Of course they're going to say that, because if they speak out against it, they're not going to get any further. And of course, abuse happens. It's porn. That's where people who can't control themselves go to work. That's where perverts go to work. That's where degenerates go to work. And if you and I feel like putting yourself in this bubble where this type of weird shit is encouraged. It's just you're just hurting yourself in the long run. I feel like you're ruining your fucking life. I feel like that's where like they like fucking groom autistic people who are weird and don't have mental issues. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to be judgmental, but that's just how it is. And I mean, if you were truly about that life, I don't think you'd be they'd be offended by me being this judgmental. Yeah, and let me read the comments. It really depends. You are realizing polyamory is based on resource management. Honestly, just jumping in is usually a path to pain, and neither of you can honestly tell this person they should trust you to have a solid foundation from which to build intimacy to thrive over time. I recommend you both start going for resources together as a couple. Spend at least as much time and energy on a relationship remodel as you would a bathroom remodel, and you can be honest to others when you say they can trust you to have a foundation to start from. Foundation? Okay, apparently... okay, I'm seeing this one message comment right here. Polyamory is vastly different than cuckolding, and polyamory is a specific type of open relationship. I highly suggest more research if you're struggling to see the distinctions between the three. See, here's the thing.
What's the third one? It's poly, it's cuckolding, and what else?
Open relationship. I don't know.
Dude, like, they wanted to... It's kind of all the same shit, but they want, it's the action that's the same, but like, they want to be technical, I guess. I don't fucking know.
The guy literally says, I'm not terribly interested in being open/poly myself, so I don't think this is for him. Cuckolding is a kink that centers on the couple. The cuckold is turned on by the partner's sex with others. The guy literally says it's the partner's sex with others. Polyamory is about forming independent, committed, romantic, and/or sexual relationships with others. It's not a support group or a couple's activity. Consider that your wife not want to share intimate details about her relationship with someone she loves rather than someone she is fucking for your mutual enjoyment. I have no experience with the cuckold dynamics, so no real advice to offer, but I want to point out where your thinking might be misguided or misinformed. It's good that you sought advice from others in the cuckold sub. Cuckold sub. Okay. You might also consider this to other E&M subs, as I imagine there are more likely to be people who've navigated this. The guy literally says in the post that he's turned on by seeing his wife get fucked by another dude. So
yeah, that's cuck. So
yeah, that is cucking, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And he said he's not terribly interested in being open and poly himself, so therefore he's a cuck.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Cuck, yeah.
I know.
That's where it's just like, what the fuck? This is weird people, man. God.
Jealous wife made husband choose between me, his girlfriend, and her.
That sounds interesting.
I met G sometime in January. I knew he was married and poly. He wasn't my first poly relationship, so I was pretty comfortable with things. We hit it off immediately. We were super into each other. His wife, B, was seeing someone too. I was excited to meet her, and as we had discussed kitchen table poly. What is with this fucking weirdos? Oh my, this is too weird even for me.
Yeah, dude, it's...
We met and she instantly didn't like me. She made comments to G about how short my dress was and how I looked slutty. Whatever. Yeah, okay, you're not looking slutty. You're acting slutty. You're in a fucking polyamorous relationship. You live in a fucking polyamorous lifestyle. It's like, oh my god. I decided I just don't want to have to talk to her unless it was completely necessary. She was obviously very jealous and made it very clear. So you shouldn't be in that lifestyle if you're jealous. She was also verbally abusive towards G. What? Of course she's going to be verbally abusive towards G. G is letting her fuck other dudes. like my, okay, the reason why, okay, look, if you don't love me, that's fine, but you will respect me. Because if like, say my wife don't love me anymore, I'm just ending it. I'm not gonna let her go fuck another dude for her to be happy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, of course, yo, okay, so when back in like your hometown, when you were with your friends, were you ever in a situation where if you see another group of friends, it's on site, you guys are fighting like that?
Not really. I was kind of cool. I tended to be cool with a lot of people, so I wasn't really like that. But
Yeah, because you weren't letting it get to that point.
no, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been in that situation either because I've never let it get to that point. All right, so like if say like abuse happens, say don't like you gotta say like stuff like don't talk to me like that. You know, if you don't put that knife right down right now, or I'm gonna call the cops. Shit like that. If you are letting your wife fuck another dude,
Yeah.
you are gonna let her walk all over you.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
Yeah.
The
You're very passionate about this.
Yes, I
love
know.
it.
I know. Like, why would you let your wife? I would. That is like unacceptable to me. I'm sorry. I have no tolerance towards that. Like, okay, granted, yeah, okay. My great uncles, they had side chicks. I don't know if a lot of them. I don't know how many of them are still alive. They're probably still in Vietnam. Maybe they still have side chicks. If they do, that'd be kind of weird because they're like 90. But never like what. I would never. I don't know how it was back then, but we're not in fucking Vietnam anymore. I'm not gonna let my wife fuck another dude.
Yeah.
All right. That is just. This is just gross and sick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, let me continue.
One more.
One more?
Yeah, one more.
All right.
It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My wife is trying for a baby with her boyfriend.
Okay, then. Here we go.
Yeah, and you're gonna be the one raising that kid, you fuck. Yeah, if I sound weird, guys, I have a cold. So,
Brad.
like my nose is all stuffy. I probably need to get nasal sprays. Actually, hold on. Let me pause it real quick.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm back. I should have done that earlier. All right, next time I have a episode I need to record, I'll do the nasal sprays first. Sorry about that, guys. Not professional. But anyway, my wife is trying for a baby with her boyfriend. This is a rant/vent.
Oh, God. Good.
I'm a bit confused on how to deal with my situation. My wife has been in a relationship for a couple of years now and went through what was some very intense NRE. What the fuck is NRE, man? I don't know these terms. They both fell in love quite deeply, and she wouldn't stop talking about him. Even I became good friends with her boyfriend, and we hang out often together. And
What was it again? NRE?
NRE, yeah. NRE. I'm still pretty monogamous to her and haven't had much luck dating in the poly scene and gave up a year ago.
Oh, and so NRE would be new relationship energy?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Some very intense new
This term describes the strong feelings and excitement often. Oh, so it's kind of like sometimes called the honeymoon phase.
honeymoon
That's like
phase.
that.
Okay. A few months ago, she decided to move in with him temporarily. Since she would spend most of her time with him at his place anyway.
Jesus.
I started to miss her and would try to get her to spend more time with me, but she would constantly talk about him when around with me. Or or be on the phone texting him. Oh my God. How little respect do you have to have for yourself to wind up like this? She came up with the idea of spending a few months living with him so that she could get over the new relationship energy. Or she just wants to fuck him more.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is insane. You people are gross.
Very gross.
Okay.
But okay, so like she moved to the Lord. Yeah, this is
You know how some men's like a lot not not all men, but some men's like worst fear is that their son turns out gay.
Yeah.
Dude, them being gay is the least of my worries after reading this.
Yeah.
My worst fear is that he's a fucking cuck.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Like, dude, like you see him getting cheated on and all this other shit. Oh no, he's sure in polyamory. Like, what the fuck does that mean? So, like, are you telling me like some other dude's gonna be around my fucking grandchildren and all this other shit? Like, yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I know, and like,
That's wild.
and say that they're and say if he's gay, he can't get a wife.
Yeah.
So he's not letting his wife fuck other dudes because he doesn't have a wife to let him fuck other dudes.
Yeah. Or if he's gonna just be cheating on fucking other gay dudes, at least he's just fucking cheating.
Yeah, I know, and that's cheating. He's not allowing himself. It's not like he's allowing himself to be cheated on.
God, gay cucking must be fucking even weirder.
Yeah, gay. Oh my god, gay cucking.
Gay cucking.
Like, how much of a pussy do you have to be to let your wife fuck another
So
dude?
how about if you let your husband fuck another dude?
Let my husband.
That's weird though. No, because technically, fuck, damn, we broke the fucking internet. I think we broke our heads, dude. Because technically, gay cucking would mean you like watching your husband get fucked.
Yeah. And like
That's very gay. Holy shit!
that is very gay. And like, so something I noticed.
Holy shit! We broke the fucking matrix.
Something I noticed, like,
Oh my god!
the reason why straight men are so like, kind of like aversion to gay people is because we know how men think when it comes to sex.
Oh fuck yeah, dude, we're brutal. Yeah,
And when a guy wants to fuck us, that's when we're like, oh god, and like
you're like, oh shit.
and like so I think when it comes to gay sex, like, because like I remember Freddie Mercury, he was sticking his dick in every guy that would let him.
Yeah,
So like
that's
and he had partners too.
that's how you get AIDS. So
Yeah, I know.
I want if I was to get AIDS though, I want the Magic Johnson AIDS. Because what the fuck? As the it's HIV, it's different. It's like, yeah, but what the fuck, dude? All these other people in life fucking die in like 6 months. This motherfucker lives like fucking 35 years after.
Magic Johnson's still alive, right?
Yeah, he's still alive.
All right.
He fucking looks great. But then, all right, this is my joke. His son, Cookie. I mean, no, Cookie's his wife. His son is like flame, like fucking like cross-dressing man. Like, so I think God just is fucking hilarious. So
Yeah, he's
like, dude. So I think God might just be trying to tell his son.
yeah, I know.
But I don't know.
Yeah, exact.
And I love Magic Johnson. That motherfucker's a G, but yeah, damn.
But yeah, this is the last paragraph of this post. After spending a few months living with him, she told me that she wanted to have a baby with him.
Keep it up. What the fuck, man?
We don't have our own children yet. I tried telling her that we could try for our own child, but she is insistent on having one with her boyfriend. She thinks that since she is living with him,
Go. All right, finish. Yeah.
so living with him now, he is her primary partner.
Oh, fuck. See, that's what comes back and bites you in the ass. What the fuck?
So far, I have been supportive of her wanting for having a baby. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
But she and her boyfriend have. Who else can they be? Have started telling other people of her baby plans.
Oh, fuck.
They have been comfortable for a while and have their own friend circle with some common friends. I still feel quite uncomfortable when other people talk about my wife's baby plans around me or ask me how I feel about the whole thing. I've also been missing her quite a lot since she moved in with him. Why? And do spend quite a lot of time at her boyfriend's place. Yeah, probably to watch her get railed. But since they are trying for a baby, they are all over each other most of the time. Watching her do things with him that we haven't done does make me feel a bit uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, you dumb fuck.
Though I don't say anything to them since I don't want her to start wanting privacy when I'm around.
Yeah, this guy's fucked. Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. You lost her.
My wife said she'll get me a Nintendo Switch if I let her get a boyfriend.
She'll pay the rent if she will let me stay by myself, and she can move with the boyfriend.
She said she'll get me free Pokemon cards if I let her go on a date with Jamal.
She'll say she'll give me free tickets to the Red Sox game if she lets me watch her fucking conceive another man's childhood.
She'll get me the Hulk Hogan pajamas I wanted if I
1984.
if I film this OnlyFans solo video.
Jesus Christ!
If I help her with her OnlyFans. I'm reading the comments. Check the laws in your state. Like others have said, this may have other implications for you. In Missouri, you would still legally be the father. That's even worse, man. Imagine. Dude,
Fuck that.
fuck that.
Yeah.
Who would raise a kid that
Out of like that type of situation, yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah,
that
that's
type
crazy.
of situation? Like, absolutely not. I'd rather fucking die.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's like a lot of money too for a kid that's
Well,
not even
like-
fucking yours.
Yeah, and the sad thing is like then she'll fuck. I don't know. That's fucked.
That is totally
Too
fucked,
much.
dude.
It's too much.
Oh my god.
I'm all for love, and I love fucking, like, it's cool. But like, it has to happen naturally. It's not because of your sexual fucking preferences or whatever the fuck you want to do. That's weird. And I mean, the child didn't pick to be fucking, well, they're technically choosing to, like, be in a polyamorous poly relationship, but then at the end of the day, the boyfriend, if he ends up fucking leaving, he gets fucked. That's crazy. Yeah, fuck that shit.
I'm reading
brutal.
the comments. Sorry you've been divorced in all but name. She's keeping you around as a backup plan just in case things with your replacement don't work out, but she's already moved on. It's time to contact a divorce lawyer and get out of this toxic mess of a
That's
relationship.
fucking brutal, dude. That sucks.
Came here to say this. Your wife isn't poly. She is a serial monogamous with extra steps.
Yeah. Serious monogamous with extra steps. It's funny. That's so fucked, but it's funny. Oh, dude.
I'm trying to find a comment that's like, stay in the relationship. This can work out.
Nah, that shit ain't gonna happen unless you getting it from some fucking cuck, another cuck.
Another cuck. Yeah, okay, we gotta look up cucks of Reddit.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's look up cucks of Reddit. What the fuck? I see an important subreddit for like cucks captions. Hold on. Bulls and cucks. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Bulls and cucks.
Bulls and cucks. The fuck?
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Fuck it. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
It's actual cock, you sick fuck.
Yeah, okay. Wait, cucks captions. I want to see this.
Whoa. What the fuck is that?
Cucks captions.
Cucks captions? Is it
Yes.
on Reddit?
Yes.
So what does it say? My step wasn't
Wait, while my dad was out on his business trip, I fucked his sexy trophy wife.
Oh, he did? Damn.
hold on.
He has no ass, dude.
Okay. I don't
Need a
wanna see this.
relation? No, need a relationship like this. What's up? Go back. What does it say?
This is what you wanted to see, right, babe?
Jesus. All right, you're broke, so your landlord fucked the bait. Wait, what?
Sorry, baby, I can't pay this month's rent. What the hell?
Huh?
I cannot imagine getting turned on by this.
This is crazy.
All right. What? Yeah, cuckold. All right. Community for cuckolds in the hot. Well, what the fuck? 1 million members.
Dude, Reddit is brutal, bro.
Reddit is insane. What's
This
going
is.
on? All right.
Holy shit.
All right. Here's a post that says, the bull I met online and I need extra lube. He was so big. Hubby especially loved this moment. He put my legs up and together. I made it. Oh my God.
This is wild, dude. Holy shit.
What?
This is getting fucking not safe for work today, dude.
Yeah, this is getting not safe for work. I should probably end it.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
now we're seeing like actual people fucking. Just met this guy 5 minutes ago, and he's this is porn. Okay,
All right. Nobody was gonna have to ask to wear a condom. That doesn't go well. No condom. Good. 73%. That's all.
you people are insane. I've noticed that. Okay, from what I
This is wild.
I don't think
This took a fucking turn going.
this took a turn. Like
Shit.
this. Okay, yeah, you are. Oh my god. Like
I think we gotta move on.
yeah, we got to move on. This is getting weird. All right, when we come back, we're gonna talk about hyper individualism in American society.
Yes, because you're ready.
Yeah, I forgot to count. I just started it. All right, so we are back. So about a couple weeks ago, me and him were hanging out in Keller Square, and we gave a homeless guy a slice of pizza. We shot the shit with the homeless guy. He told us is that all these people who were like our age were around us, and he said that we were the only guys who even came to shoot the shit with him.
Yeah.
And I looked around. Everyone was fucking around in their own world. They were not paying attention to other people around them.
Yeah.
Like they were not. I'm pretty sure if that guy asked for asked for some money, they would have said, "Ew, get away from me, creep."
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty sure if I had asked them to raise some money to get him a slice,
Yeah.
they would have said no, or they would have said something stupid like, "It's not my responsibility to help him."
Mm-hmm.
And okay, well, it's no skin off your ass to help him.
Yeah.
So, and this is something I kind of noticed in American society. Like, American society is like hyper individualistic. I don't know how it happened, but it's like a big problem in the country where everyone thinks of themselves. Like, and like other countries, in other countries they vote to benefit society.
Right.
Here they vote to benefit ourselves, and it's like it's one of the reasons. Let's be honest, it's one of the reasons why we have mass shooters.
Yeah, no, it's a reason for a lot of shit, to be real.
You know, individuality is perfect for some things, but if you're not thinking bigger picture at the end of the day, and if you're doing something bigger than yourself, it's just, you know.
I know. And I look, we're always gonna have incels. We're always gonna have losers. And I have
fucking cucks now.
Cucks. Now we have cucks. What
and
the
poly.
fuck? Poly motherfuckers.
Fucking furies, like
Furries. Juggalos.
fucking gays, Jews, you know, goddamn.
Asians. You know.
Asians.
But like, and I just noticed is that because I when I saw how like self-absorbed all those people around me is, that's one of the reasons why I don't like, hanging out with people, because I just see how self-absorbed. I have been to 2 parties in my life. One for our friend from work.
Yep.
And one for my lacrosse club.
Yeah.
I had fun in all of them, but like other than that, I don't fucking party. Like, I don't understand like why nobody. I don't know if it was like the bystander effect, where if someone somewhat because they want someone to do it for them because they don't want to get involved, but like not a single one of them was even looking in that homeless guy's direction. The closest thing that happened was like this guy walked past us and says, "Hey, what's going on, boys?"
Yeah.
He was saying that to everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just something I saw in society where just people just don't care about other people. Like, I don't know who my next door neighbor is. Like,
that's good.
I no, it's not good.
I know it's not good, but I'm fucking with you.
All right, but like,
I know my neighbors, but
all the neighbors I knew were from when I was a kid.
yeah.
Like, okay, let me ask you something. When you were in high school, did you know a kid who gave off like school shooter vibes and like no one wanted to talk to?
Probably a couple, yeah. Like, I think every school has a school shooter. Right? Saying it like that, but like there's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like,
but then you befriend them, because at the end of the day, like, you won't fucking shoot you first, so.
yeah, and like if you befriend him, that's how you're gonna be nice. Like I specifically remember like the days where I was asked if I wanted to come sit down with them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like people have asked me if they want to come sit down with us, and I remember that. All you gotta do to prevent the next mass shooting, what you can do is like see the guy who's sitting alone and say, "Hey, you want to come sit with us?"
Yeah. And then if you're a girl, suck his dick, please, because Jesus Christ, he needs sexual pleasure too.
Yeah, and it's like something I noticed. I've noticed that mass shooters aren't really female. If a girl was like at a mall, she had a gun. She was like, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot up this mall if I don't get some dick." What do you think's gonna happen in 5 minutes?
She'll get dick. Yeah.
Ask not what you can do ask not what your countrymen can do for you, but what you can do for your countrymen. These people aren't criminals; they're sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I think another big reason why there's not many like male shooters, to be real, is like
Not many male shooters.
I mean female. My bad.
Yeah.
They fucking run the world. Jesus Christ, that was fucking stupid. Nah, female shooters is because I think they're more in the sense of like they're more targeted base. They would just like if they went up, if there was a female shooting or like if it was a female suspect, they would probably just kill their fucking husband. If they had like 50 bullets, 45 of them would just be in one husband. So like and then with like a school shooter, like he just wants to be famous. He just wants to be famous. Yeah, female shooter really wants to be famous. They're just gonna fucking kill their husband, kills their spouse. You know what I mean? Like that's just because crime wise, they're not really like that. So
yeah, I know. And so basically, I remember when I was studying like the Parkland shooting that happened when I was in high school.
Yeah.
That was bad
actor. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that very, very, very bad actor. He was like, so he was there was like camera footage of him like loading up his AR, and this guy walk right next to him. There's like, "Nick, what are you doing?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Dude, get out! You know, we want to get out of here, man." You know, shit like that.
Yeah,
and like, cause there was why didn't he just kill him right there? Not a big target.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to, you know, there was no need for him to kill him there because he was already going to kill all these other people.
Yeah.
And like, and like, I remember I was seeing his his court footage. He, like victims were coming in, they were showing him like the wounds, and he was looking at them like he was like, "Holy shit, I did that."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was also kind of they were also like seeing he also like recorded footage of him the day of the shooting. Is like, "This is it, the day of my massacre."
He seemed like a fucking real like loony fucking guy though.
Yeah,
right? He was definitely fucking crazy. But
oh yeah, definitely retarded. And you can tell.
Jesus.
And he was like on the stand, he was like cringing. I was like, "Oh my god," because like you could tell he grew up a bit since he's been at house.
Oh,
like
fuck yeah, dude, yeah.
And he's like, "Did I really have to be so cringe about this, man? Holy shit."
Yeah. No, and that's the thing too that like breaks my heart, because at the end of the day, like all these school shooters that are doing it, and like they're between 14 to 18, they're gonna get tried as an adult at 18, and then they're gonna be locked away. Not saying they shouldn't be for their action, but at the end of the day, like they're just building another career criminal if he actually gets out.
Yeah, I know.
So like this not nonsensical ways of like actually like getting to the root of the issue rather than just fucking causing more mass incarceration. You know what I mean? People don't want to have that conversation. People just want to fucking lock up because we're very reactive with shit with that. And I think we should be. Kids getting killed is fucking very terrible. But at the end of the day, we have to have a real sit-down conversation. What the fuck is the real issue? The real issue is the mental health, the way of being able to communicate these motherfucking kids to get help, and just being nicer to fucking kids, man.
Yeah, I know.
Just being nicer to people, man. Like, I think at the end of the day, a lot of shit, like I said, like it's a joke, but like, dude, like if the popular girl would fucking suck 3 of the fucking loneliest dudes in the plant in the fucking school, it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's a fucking joke, but like, it's just being real. Like, dude, like a lot of these kids that give off school shooter vibes, they all have the same mentality and tendencies. You know what I mean? It's just like, seems like it's a fucking basic 101 solution, but you know,
Yeah, just teach them how to get a girlfriend or...
No, fuck that. Not even a girlfriend, because they're going to be excessive. Because they already have obsessive traits. So they're going to just fucking...
Good point.
No,
Yeah.
you know.
Or just teach them how to be a better man.
Yeah.
You know, teach them to be like secure. Teach them how to fight or something.
They need other ways. But I think that's the thing with school shooters. It's just too much, and we don't really want to... But the problem is, technically with school shootings, they don't really want to be technical. That's the problem with a lot of the data. They want to, like, that's what pissed me off about COVID. Mm-hmm. They want to say fucking all these deaths in Florida, but like, well, who the fuck is, okay, like, you're not going to break it down, like, from every fucking state where everybody traveled from. You're not going to do that. You're going to just be, oh, this person had a case in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, there's so many different walks of life that were traveling to Florida during that time. I did. Like, dude, like, I traveled to fucking Iowa during COVID. Like, it wasn't fucking bad. It wasn't, but, just that type of shit, dude. It was so fucking annoying.
I think that, you know, I think, like, this, so people say that poor gun regulation and poor mental health resources, that's, like,
yeah,
the main causes. Well, those are subjective causes.
Subjective, yeah. What's the objective?
Objectively
is like getting
toxic individualism in the society, and the mass media putting these guys on a pedestal.
Right.
So in other countries, so this does happen in other countries, but it doesn't happen to the extent like it does in you know, the United States.
Right.
And when it does happen, they're reviled as scumbags. They're seen as the scum of the earth. They're seen as like pieces of shit. They are. You know, they're seen as monsters, cowards. Right. You know, and they are. They're fucking killing innocent people out of self-pity. Yes, they are fucking cowards. And as a matter of fact, I think Brazil has like a law where when something like that does happen, you don't release their name to the public or to the press.
Yeah.
Over here, on the other hand, whenever this did happen,
yeah,
the media makes it all about the shooter,
not the killer,
not the victims.
Not about
what could have been done to prevent this.
Yeah,
because like, because they're making movies about him. Uh-huh. They're making like you know, documentaries about him. They're saying, oh, were they bullied? Oh, were they?
You're like, no fucking shit. Like, that's an easy fucking, you know.
And 9 times out of 10, they weren't getting bullied. They were fucking bullies. Like the Columbine shooters were bullies. Yeah. The Parkland shooter was a bully. He was a really fucking bad bully. And if they were getting bullied, it was they were getting bullied like other kids were getting fucking bullied.
Right.
You know, and you know, and they try to like look, and the other disturbed kids are going to identify with them,
right,
and see like, hey, yeah, I identify these guys. They want to lash out. These guys are rebels, and like these, and they're teaching disturbed kids that if they do this, they'll get attention for it too,
right?
Because all it takes is one person to not care about anything anymore, and they're not really getting to like so. The root causes of it, like why didn't law enforcement do anything to stop it? Because that's something that when he was in jail, the Parkland shooter was saying. He said that he noticed that when he was researching mass shootings, he noticed that the cops weren't doing anything to stop it.
No.
And like that was the case for Columbine, because like the two dipshits were making websites saying how they were gonna fucking kill everybody in their fucking school, and they fucking hate everyone in their school. They want to kill them, and police were just ignoring them because like I don't know, because like they want shit like that to happen, and people even said how unsafe they felt around those two kids. Cause like if you will know when someone gives off school shooter tendencies. Like back in my junior and senior high school, there was this kid. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm sure he's better now, but he was very disturbed. Like he was throwing scissors at people.
Oh fuck! Holy shit!
You know, he was threatening to kill people. You know, he was like had like a belt, and he was going around other people, going behind people and trying to choke them out, shit like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he was like, so I remember just back in like the 6th grade, he had this like spot at lunch that he would always sit out. And my friend Tommy was sitting in a spot, and fucking the kid, what he did was he took Tommy's lunchbox and he just threw it in the fucking garbage. Okay, well, so the other kids, they grew up with him, so they were kind of not intimidated by him. They knew that he was just some, loser. But I didn't fucking grow up with him. I never met any other kids like that. I was scared shitless of him. So, like, and I don't know if he got the help. I'm sure he got the help he needed, because towards the end he was, like, a lot better. But what about the guys who didn't get the help they needed? Because, like, the Sandy Hook shooter, he was not getting the help he needed. Because, from what I understand, his mom was, like, preventing him from getting proper help. And, and I was like... And... and it's like there's something that no one noted. Everyone like demonizes him. They say, "Oh, that kid's gonna shoot up his school," when really he's just a kid. He just feels alone. And what if they do that? All it takes is for them to do that to the wrong kid who actually does want to shoot up the school,
right? And
they're not gonna actually. And by the time they realize, oh, we could have done something to prevent this. It's too late.
Words matter, dude. That's the thing. I think like we're talking about the individualism, and it's just like, oh, we have to come together a little more. But we could be individuals. We could have our own opinions. We could do this, but it's just more of for the common good. We have to have a little more, togetherness.
Oh yeah, and it's not just for like mass shooters too, but for serial killers. Like 3/4 of all serial killers to ever live were in the United States. Damn. But so this is an article I found about narcissism. It's by John Kim, MD. It's on Psychology Today. It's titled "How America Fell into Toxic Individualism." So, the world pandemic crisis has gravely exposed the nature and the limits of how we run our societies today, and the crucial balance at hand between self-interest and cooperation. With the apparent win of capitalism over communism at the end of the 20th century, the last 2 decades have let capitalism run an overheated victory lap, morphing into mutated variations around the world, much like the recent virus. Tempered, perhaps.
This come out?
May 25th, 2020, the day that George Floyd got killed. That's unfortunate.
Damn.
Tempered perhaps by the brutal lessons of the world wars, most of the European states settled on what Bernie Sanders has termed democratic socialism, where free market economies continue, but high tax rates support general public initiatives like universal health care and education and paid child care leave. I think that's another element to it, because society keeps beating him down. Because like it happened to like Joker, like society was just beating him up, and like,
oh yeah, that fucking movie is amazing.
Oh yeah, and
that's such a great movie.
It's also it's amazing because it's realistic too. It's like Taxi Driver and like Joker. Those that actually happens in real life.
Fuck yeah,
Offshoots like New Zealand have declared the needs for values married to its economy that seek the welfare of its citizens above all else. Asia has created its own variations, ranging from massive corporate conglomerates run like many nation states in South Korea, Japan, Singapore, and Taiwan, and recent and reformed post-communist hybrids in China and Vietnam. See, this is what I'm talking about. Even communist states are hybrids, like China and Vietnam. Even South America and Africa in recent years have budding new world economies seeded by growth from these other places. Other established cultural values and populations have helped to maintain an underlying sense of cohesion in many of the world economies, although socioeconomic polarization and immigrant influences following jobs and money have led to conflicts and unrest. America, arguably the mother hen of this new world order, also is the unstable neutron in the midst of it, both foundational and infantile in its increasingly purest version of capitalism. The oligarch elites have decided that the system is meant to run its natural course to let the winners take all, to grease the gear so that money flows to those who already have it and the rest be damned. Yeah, exactly. That's the mentality of the United States.
Right? We're business.
Yeah, we're a business. The increasing concentration of wealth and power in the hands of the 1% is considered an inevitable prize for those who dare to possess it through whatever means necessary. To share anything for the rest is considered an intrusion on manifest destiny that the fittest survive. American capitalism, after periods of reform and balance brought on by the snake oil barons of the Golden Age and the systemic collapse of the Great Depression, has reverted into toxic individualism. What we were talking about, toxic individualism. This lady cannot have said it better myself.
Yeah. No, she hits on a bunch of different things too that make it to where everything that's not about the individual becomes about the individual. Mm-hmm. I think that's where you making the most promising life. Like, there's a reason why you want to have a promising life, because you want to have a wife, you want to be able to have children, great grandchildren. You know what I mean? Like, build your family up, build the people around you up. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just doing it for yourself, sometimes that's not the best reason.
Yeah, I know.
So,
and I'm gonna skip over some stuff because I don't want to bore you guys, but because I realized I was reading the whole fucking thing. So
yeah, I was gonna say,
the confusion and anger over this agonizing shift was masterfully exploited and distracted onto the wrong scapegoat by particular elites in America. It was diversity that was to blame, they said, via calculated and deceptive spoken mirrors rooted in racism and xenophobia. Using the novel Wild West to social media, these elites used magnified propaganda to usher masses of restless people into biased narratives. Enter the fantasy of the empowered, self-made man, the one who is free to say and do whatever they want, the epitome of the particular American dream, unfettered individualism, behold to no one. People voted for this childish but alluring fantasy of the fearless cowboy, the suave robber baron, and they ignored the real game, destroying them from under their feet. America was founded in part of the cult of the individual, the self-made myth, the willpower. And indeed, we cannot ignore the core egotism of human nature, the need to channel that drive to succeed and establish one's sense of self and identity against all odds. Capitalism isn't always inherently evil when it is coupled into values and reasonable regulations that steer its course away from sheer self-interest. But in its current course, this complete self-interest and narcissism can also be a terrible dead end to human civilization. Yeah, it's happening right now. And she goes on, a lack of empathy, an indifference to human vulnerability and suffering, to misfortune and lack of opportunity and circumstances to exploit and ignore these realities can harm everyone. No man is an island, as John Donne famously noted. Yeah, like, and then the pandemic happened, and like, yeah, okay, she goes on and on, but that's basically reiterating what we've just been saying, but yeah, like everyone's only concerned with themselves nowadays, and it's like, and I'm seeing it go on. I'm seeing it like with my own eyes,
right?
And I'm starting to see, and I just don't want to wind up like that. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to be like that.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, no.
But like I said, I think it's just more of like a lot of stuff mixing together, in the sense of like, you know, if you're not doing social media, you're not this, you're not that, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of prideful people still, but it's just more of like the type of stuff that you're doing and watching and like mixing, because there's a lot of good people left on the planet, but it's just more of like the actions of many rather than actions of a few. You know what I mean? The good few actions that happen get misled because everybody else is doing something else. So.
Yeah, guys, that's why you gotta thank the school thoughts, because they're preventing the next mass shooting.
God damn it, that was good.
Yeah, that was good, and yeah, I know that like the NRA is kind of, you know, and when it comes to like political stuff, they do kind of
ruins
get stuff like that.
Because at the end of the day, like, I think you can't even. It's just so black and white when we've been in an area of gray since like the late 90s. So we can't. They're trying to just make it so black and white again, and I don't think the world's so black and white as much as it used to be. So, you know.
Yeah, and if like the world is changing, you gotta change with the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like,
But don't change the right from wrong. You know what I mean? I think that's what they've been doing, you know.
yeah, that's what they've been doing.
I think they want to indulge and do all this crazy shit and make this change, but then you can't even take care of, you know what I mean? Nah, that ain't cool, you know.
That ain't cool. Anything else you want to add? Because I think we've
Pretty much covered it up, you know. I think I think the fans are getting a little tired. So
All right, y'all. We're not gonna bore you anytime soon. So probably either the next one or the next to next one, we're gonna have a guest on. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next time.
yeah.
Yeah.